There are millions of businesses built by students. Some of them are well known. Studies from Santander state that over a quarter of students in the UK are starting businesses at university. So there must be something to it, right? In this video, we'll answer why you should consider starting a business. What are your advantages as a student? What are the drawbacks? And what are the first steps to get started? So let's get down to business. Hello and welcome to Study Fox, the channel for clever students who want to make the best of their lives. I'm your host, Jem. Everyone has different reasons for starting a business. Doing something with a purpose, for fame, money, self-fulfillment, or independence. I'll leave that to you. For me, it is that I want to do something that is useful for people and where I have full freedom of creativity. In any case, it's going to take a lot of dedication and hard work. I will not say that you must start a business. I'm simply saying take this option into consideration. Because from my experience, most students don't consider that option at all. Take a moment to explore it for yourself. Maybe it will change your life. Maybe not today, but in a year you may come across an idea that will lead to a sudden spark. Dealing with the possibility of creating a business beforehand helps you to spot opportunities. This video is not a guide to building a business. There are plenty of extraordinary sources about this topic out there. I'll link a few books and channels in the description. During my research, I came across the book The College Student Startup Guide, 12 Steps to a Successful Launch by Dave G. It's a great guide for student entrepreneurs with practical instructions and enlightening examples. I took the freedom to add a few tips from the book to my script. You know what? Let's start with 3 inspiring examples that showcase the variety of student-built business. NCX is a forest carbon marketplace. The company identifies forested acres that are likely to be harvested and rewards landowners that keep them growing. It's a solution that connects landowners with net zero pioneers. The concept can have a big impact on our climate. The company was founded by a student who went through a forestry program. Verb Energy offers energy bars that use caffeine from organic green tea along with carbs and protein, a long-lasting and healthy energy provider. The founders have an interesting mix of backgrounds in biophysics, biochemistry, ethics, politics and economics, and computer science. Sovera offers proactive, preventive, and personalized healthcare for everyone. With virtual healthcare, patients record their data like blood pressure regularly. This helps doctors to monitor the long-term conditions better and make treatment more effective. The founders were medicine students. You've seen founders from different disciplines. You may still say, look, in my field it's very uncommon to start a business. I totally understand. My answer to that is, who says you have to stay in your field? Bill Gates was enrolled in pre-law. Michael Dell took a biology major. They used their hobbies and interests to find a path that works better for them. Most student startups today are in healthcare, food tech, and media. It doesn't require a technical degree to get started. In our society, there's a predetermined path for high school graduates. Get a degree, get a job. I'm not saying that the path is wrong. Many people are happy with it, but it's okay to branch out from the general expectations and explore other options. I would place a bet that more than half of students worldwide have randomly picked a study program because it's common to get a degree. Many people can't enroll in the program they want because they didn't score enough points in a preliminary examination. Others pick their degree based on the potential salary. It's great if someone knows what they want to do, but many don't. That was me. I picked engineering because it sounded like a safe bet. No one guided me and explained to me what the life of an engineer looks like. We didn't even have YouTube. At least I could have watched a few videos like a day in the life of an engineer. I simply tried to make the best of it then. After a long initial struggle, I found things that worked for me and I'm happy now. 75% of students start college undecided or change their major. It's not failure if you decide to do something different than you're doing now. It's your life. Looking at business size and type, you don't have to imagine the big companies that do the most complex things. Small businesses are the backbone of the economy. There are problems that require little expertise and low funding to be solved. Never has the variety of business opportunities been bigger and the tools for creating one easier accessible. Building a business is also a question of character and mindset. You should know that only 5 to 10% of startups are still in business after 3 years. It's an emotional roller coaster, but one of the most exciting journeys you can take. Every student has the potential of being a founder, but you have to ask yourself if you're in for the wild ride. There are many advantages and disadvantages that you have as a student. When I say that, I mean comparably to a graduate on a job who, let's say, typically works 40 hours a week. I want to make you aware of your advantages first. As a student, you are potentially more flexible with your time. You have lecture-free periods, you can adjust the number of credits per semester, you could even use your time at the university to work on your business. Maybe you can work on it in your thesis or finally your project, maybe in scope of a business class. Many universities offer a great support infrastructure. There are hubs with mentors that support you with your business model. You can get free business courses and get credits for it. You can talk to professors and researchers from different departments. You could also use the labs and machine if it's relevant for you. There are many student business competitions where you can pitch your idea and get feedback and support from professionals. Depending on your location, there can be numerous grants, business incubation centers, startup accelerators, crowdfunding platforms, investors, loan providers, and more that sometimes are even tailored to support students and young professionals. It can be easier to find a team as a student. You are surrounded by smart and motivated people from different disciplines. It is also easier to get in touch with professionals and get insights. I saw students even talk to potential competitors that helped them. Being a student is like having a wild card. Being a student entrepreneur is an encouraging thought. You're someone who pushes the boundaries. People who start later often think much more about taking this risk and losing their reputation. In the business world, failure equals success. Most successful entrepreneurs have failed, and not only once. Isn't it better to make that experience as a student rather than while you have a full-time job and more other responsibilities? The skills you gain on the road to your student business can be valuable when applying for a job. They can be an asset to your career. Now let's go to the disadvantages. But don't be discouraged. For each disadvantage, we can always think about a solution. You won't have much knowledge in your field and less skills compared to a professional. But in many business cases, the founder only needs a certain degree of knowledge. If deep expertise is required, you'll have to get it from the outside, either in the form of a mentor, a business partner, or later an employee. It is said that the success rate of startups from people without work experience is only half of that of people with a few years of work experience. Without experience, you may not be able to see the pitfalls. You may focus too much on your solution instead of focusing on the business case. Especially as a student, it is important to talk to experienced mentors. Many mentors will offer their support for free to students. Most students won't have any starting capital. Before you spend any money, you should anyway have a validated business plan. It's good that it will be necessary to prepare your business case and pitch it to different places. Fortunately, there are many funding sources available that I've mentioned earlier under the advantages. Since you've stayed this long in the video, I guess starting a business is a path you can imagine exploring. Here's a list of things that you should take into consideration when you want to start. Do your research. By that, I don't just mean technical research, but about the business aspects. What I've often observed is this. Many students dive deep into a topic and invest hundreds of hours in investigating a technical solution. But they don't answer the questions about the business model, and they don't get to the core of the actual problem that is to be solved with their solution. There are crucial tools like the business model canvas that will force you to answer critical questions. It's a one-pager that will help you to assess your idea. I've put a link to a business model canvas in the description. Please don't randomly spend your money on your startup idea before you have a serious strategy. The time you invest will always be rewarded with experience. The money you invest carelessly will be lost. Also, don't immediately drop out of college. Only later, if you're on the road to success, you can decide whether to continue studying or dropping out to focus fully on your business. Fortunately, there are ways to go on both paths at the same time, by reducing your course load, changing your major, or getting credits for your startup work through courses or your final year project. Talk to different people about your idea to get feedback and check if it's viable. Not friends and family, other entrepreneurs, professors, people from the domain, potential customers. And not just 2 or 3. You want to have a real sample, meaning 50 or 100. Try not to take feedback personal. I write down the feedback I get and I figure out later if this feedback is viable, and if yes, what can be done about it. Assemble a good team. Assess your own strengths and weaknesses and try to find people that can add value to your team. Read material about the ideation process. If you have problems identifying ideas, go to business competitions, meetups, or participate in hackathons. You'll get inspiration by seeing other ideas and talking to people and being exposed to the creative process. Take feedback to refine or reconsider an idea. It is totally fine to drop an idea. You'll have plenty of ideas in your life. Learn how to prepare an effective pitch. Be ready to answer the most common questions of judges. Be aware of your priorities. Starting a business requires time and energy. Even with the best time management methods, something will suffer. Social relations, university courses, hobbies, your job, or other things that you will have to consciously cut down to make time. Write down how you spend your time now and what you can do to change it. I can give you an example. I decided to start this YouTube channel. It's not a business or anything, but I want to share this content with the students out there. And it takes time and energy. I spent close to 15 hours per week to do my research, write my script, record and edit the videos. Here's how I determined I could make time for this channel. I have some basic hours like sleep and work that I don't want to change. My teaching hours vary. Sometimes I have more time. Watching random content on my phone is something that I consciously try to reduce to a minimum. I don't have to see a movie every day or don't have to binge watch a TV show on a regular basis. Sacrifices I'm willing to make for this project. But it doesn't mean I can't ever do these things again. Use time and task management tools to track your work. I use Asana to manage my work. Be open with your professors about your commitments. Usually they will be understanding if you need to miss a class due to an event. Go to government websites for founders. I found the websites from the German government very useful for the start. Read books, watch YouTube videos, and take courses to learn more about entrepreneurship. But not so much that it will keep you from actually working on your business. Knowledge about topics like the structure of the entity, law, taxes, finance, IP, contracting, and so on are of course important, but you can learn this on the way and get professional support either for free or for a small fee for students. If a business seems a bit too much for you now, you can always do an internship or get a student job. This will give you valuable insights into how a company works. I have a video with tips on how to get a student job. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Let me know about your story or ambitions regarding building a business. And if you have more tips to share with me and to viewers, write them down in the comment section below. Also, let me know what topic you'd like me to cover in a video. If you want to get more content about improving your life as a student, simply subscribe and click on the notification button. Thank you and see you soon.